Hey everybody, and welcome to the channel. In today's episode, we are in the car, and today is going to be a car chronicles day. I'm just leaving work, and I just want to briefly talk about feeling overwhelmed, the feeling of overwhelm. It is September 26th, and it is in the mid-90s. It has been 100 degrees a couple of days this week, and I just can't seem to get into my garden and put my fall garden in. I know how important it is to start my fall seeds, but for some reason, I am struggling to do it. It has been a very hot year. It has been a very frustrating year for a couple of different reasons. It feels like in many instances, I feel like a stark raving lunatic. Just with everything going on in the world, I try to avoid a lot of the topics of conversation that are around. I try to avoid watching the news, but there's certain things that you just can't avoid in this life. And I find that ironic because I told my mother the other day, I was on my way to work and I was just at my limit. And I do apologize for the lighting. I am in the car. The sun is out. And so it is quite bright today. It doesn't appear, sorry about moving the camera. It doesn't appear that my camera is just janky, y'all. Sorry about that. It doesn't appear to have any clouds in the sky. It's just a blue sky. But I told my mother the other morning, I said, you know what? I've had it. I'm done. I am done adulting. I am ready to turn in my adult resignation because I'm done with it. I don't feel as if there are times that you encounter people, you encounter situations that there's an adult functioning around you. And if there are, it's like we obviously were raised differently. And it's been difficult to function. And that's why I say overwhelm. And I find that to be the case in several areas of my life. Now, of course, many of you who are subscribers to my channel, if you've heard me talk about my mom is a character. And she said to me, well, I guess you could feel that way, but who are you going to turn that resignation letter into? Because if you are wanting to turn yours in, well, your sister must have turned hers in a long time ago, because she has been said that. And I'm thinking, we're not talking about her, we're talking about me. But I have just been feeling overwhelmed, and I know I have to get my garden in. My garden is still alive. There are a couple things that have suffered. I have struggled. I have had struggles this year. I still do not know what is going on with my irrigation, and I'm fit to be tied with it. I have done all the things that I know to do. I have changed all of the emitters to all the containers that weren't properly flowing. I checked all the connections. I pulled up the main line, the distribution line, all but one section of it. And I'm just like, what? I don't know what to do with it. I don't want to put in an entirely new irrigation system because that's money. That costs money. So I have been hand watering many of the containers and allowing the irrigation to flow on the containers where it is functioning properly. So that's a source of frustration and overwhelm. I've had issues with pests in the garden this year, and so you'll have to excuse me. I am in traffic. I'm trying to move over. Okay, there you go, buddy. Use your turn signals. Lord have mercy. Overwhelm. I actually left work a lot later than I normally do, and so I'm in heavier traffic, which causes me great stress and overwhelm because there's 1,000,001 people on the road, and like this silver GT that thought it was a good idea, who was turning into the left lane to cut back into the lane I am in and almost cut the front of my car. I don't want to people. Do you all feel like that? That there are days where you just do not want to people? I can only do so much peopling. And my garden is usually my safe space, but I have something else now in the garden, systematically walking around and digging as if it's looking for grubs or worms, and it's not like digging. It's like surface digging, moving the chips around, not like really getting in there and creating craters, not like that. But it's definitely something. And it is not a rodent that I can think of, because y'all know I still go out there and I still check those little traps I put out there where I put my bait, and the bait's not missing. And if a bait is missing, I replace it. Now, on 2 separate occasions, I did smell the aroma of what happens when the bait goes missing. Didn't see it, but I did smell it. But yes, I just wanted to talk to you all about the feeling of overwhelm and ask you, have you felt that way? Are you feeling that way? Because there's just, every day it seems like a new level of crazy that happens in our lives as a whole, because we're more than just the sum of YouTube. We have much going on in our lives. If you're married or dating someone, if you have children, if you're single, whatever your situation is, you're encountering things all the time, and it can cause stress and it can cause overwhelm. See, this is why we have car accidents. This is just, it's amazing. I am just amazed. I have driven in several foreign countries. I've driven in Asia, I've driven in Europe, and I've driven in many places across the United States. And what I find that is so troubling in the United States is that even though we have turn signals, they, in Texas, not always used. People do not understand the function of your hazard buttons, so they're not always used. And then when you do use your hazard button, at least when I use my hazard button, I really like the result of when I use my hazard button, because when I hit my hazards, people get away from me. Absolutely love it. I can see people in the back moving back. They're like, oh, let's get away from this person. And I love that. I love that for me all day long. I love that for me. But they cross over in front of you without thinking that their car can cause damage, or maybe they just don't care. I just had an Altima cut in front of me, and it was so close to the car in front of it, I'm surprised it didn't hit it. But good thing for me, I learned how to drive when I was in Japan many years ago. So I make sure that I give enough distance to the car in front of me. And I'm always looking in all of my mirrors, even though you all can't see it, but I do. And I actually use my turn signal. So I'm overwhelmed in traffic right now. And so what I'd like to say to those who have been feeling like I have been feeling is take a breath. Take a moment to stop and think, is this something that I cannot do right now? Is this something that I can put off till later, that I can give to someone else to do? Is this something that is going to cause harm to me? Am I safe? Take a breath. Take a moment for yourself. I know I find that I will go, and I will not stop until it's time to lay down. There have been moments I've gotten home and I've been sitting for the vast majority of the day. I do get up and move around, but I'll get home and I'll realize I've been home for 2, 3, 4 hours and I haven't sat. Just moving, doing stuff. So take a break. Take a break for yourself. Breathe in, breathe out. If you drink tea, many people don't drink tea. I grow a number of different plants that I use for the purpose of tea, for the purpose of tinctures, just herbal medicine. I buy herbs and whatnot to be able to use as herbal medicine. And I use those things to help with stress and overwhelm. And I'd like to say that if you, again, are someone who is experiencing that, maybe you can try all of that if you haven't. Aromatherapy, I try that. Taking baths. I know a lot of people don't soak in the bath. I get that. But there are many ways that you can try to help you regain your balance, regain your center, and feel a sense of calm in the moment of complete. Sorry about that, family. My phone got hot. What I was saying was feeling the sense of overwhelm. If you are middle-aged like I am, you could have older children that are experiencing issues in the world. You could have aging parents that you're worried about. Just a lot of things in the world and in and around surrounding your life. You could have grandchildren. We all have something that we are dealing with. And so we have to be able to give ourselves grace, and we have to be able to give other people grace. There seems to be a lack of that for many different reasons, but we've got to be able to give grace all across the board. And as far as gardening is concerned, it's stressful, at least for me, because I feel the need to get as much in as possible, but I can't seem to make the move to push my body to do it. Just a lot. It is currently 95 degrees. It was, like I said, 100 degrees several days this week. I want to say it might have been 100 yesterday. I did get an opportunity late in the evening, and y'all already know I do not like going outside in the evening at night because I still have something creeping around. I don't know what it is. And I did water, but I really have got to sit down and get this irrigation working again, because it not working is a problem for me in this garden. This garden is the largest garden I have ever had. I started gardening outside in 2012, I want to say. I had a significant death in the family, and that catapulted me into going out and growing what I could grow. And I've talked about this before in the past. And since that time to this time, I have moved houses, I've moved cities, I've moved from this country to another country, and just lots of moving parts and moving pieces from then till now. And I'm finally at a place right now where I am in my own home again, but I'm still looking towards the future and what that could possibly look like. As much as I am trying to find my footing in this home and in this garden, I am still looking towards having that bigger garden space. And I feel nuts because right now I'm struggling with the garden that I have, and yet I want more. But I think that's normal. But the reason why I want more is not to just have more, but I want to put my trees in the ground. And I don't feel as if the space that I currently live in is conducive to putting those trees in the ground. But I want them to connect with the soil. I want them to grow as big as they possibly can. I want them to feed not only me and my family, but future generations. And that's important to me. And I need more, just a little bit more. I'm not asking to be greedy. Just a little bit more so I can put them in the ground, because my back garden is not large enough to have all my trees in the ground. And I've continued to even grow my trees from purchasing more, being gifted more, and air layering. As a matter of fact, a family member of mine texted me last week and she says, hey, I got 2 avocado trees, and if you want a piece of it, let me know, just swing on by. And oh, by the way, here's a picture of the Meyer lemon tree that you air layered and gave me. Look how it looks today. And I was like, oh child, I have got to come over there and air layer that baby so I can have a second Meyer lemon tree from my original Meyer lemon, because my original Meyer lemon was huge. I didn't want to get off on this road. Oh well, it's done. My mind was thinking about getting something to drink, which I don't need. So I'm just gonna drink this water that I have in the car. But that's okay. That's something else. Do y'all do that? Do y'all, when y'all are driving, you think about all these different things going on in your head? You know what? I can actually get off on the highway right here. That's what I love about Texas highways. They always have an access for you to get on and get off, or to turn around. That right there I like. Just off topic. What the place I enjoy driving? There are two places I enjoy driving. I enjoy driving in Japan because I learned to drive in a right-hand car. So I can drive a standard, which a lot of people these days cannot do. I can drive a standard with my right hand and with my left hand. And so that's nice. And I really, really enjoy driving in Europe. I lived in a couple of different places in Europe, but I really enjoyed driving in Germany. Now that roadway is amazing. They have so much respect on the roads, and you can't just drive there like you drive in the United States. There would be so many fatalities because a lot of people think that they have no speed limit. They actually do have a speed limit. In most places, it's a high rate of speed. On the Autobahn, it's a high rate of speed. And their cars don't have dampeners, so their cars go a whole lot faster than our cars do. But I loved the respect that you got when you were driving on the road. People use their turn signals. People actually use their flashers. If you see somebody flashing you from the back, you need to move out of the way. Just don't try to be a road hog. You need to get out of the way. Because by the time they pass you, your car is rocking from the rate of speed that they're traveling. Okay, this is my exit, y'all. But anyway, overwhelmed. I digress. I have scatterbrain right now. I really do. But I just wanted to come on and say that if you ever feel overwhelmed, try to find something that will help you get yourself back centered. Like I mentioned, a bath, a nice warm shower. I've been getting massages. I've been drinking my herbal teas. I have been opening up my house using my sage and my incense, and just trying to find peace in a world that just doesn't seem to have a lot of it. And I am going to get into my garden. I'm going to try to get into the garden today, even if it's just for 30 minutes, to sow seed, because I have been getting into the garden. Don't think that I haven't been getting into the garden. I have been. I just haven't been sowing any seeds. I've been harvesting any and everything that I can harvest. I've been making tinctures. I have been watering and feeding. It's just sowing the seeds. I just have not been able to make that leap. But I am going to attempt to do that today. I have my seed boxes at the back door waiting for me, and they're open, and I know what I need to sow. So that's half the battle. So I hope this video was informative and useful. I hope that if you find yourself in a place like I have found myself, feeling overwhelmed and exhausted, that you can find a place to help you get better. I can tell you that taking my walks, getting my massages, drinking my teas, and finding time to make space for me in the midst of everything has made a difference. It really has. And I hope that if you are in a place where I have been, that you will also be able to find something to help you get into a place, to help you get back to a sense of level and a place of calm. Because no matter what's going on, there's always going to be something going on. We just have to be able to navigate that. And that, a lot of times, is the hardest part of adulting. And I know, as much as I want to get rid of my adult card, I know I can't. And I know that there are people that rely on me and depend on me, and I have to be there for them. But I cannot be there for them if I cannot be there for me. And that's what I want to leave you with today. You have to take care of yourself. Like when you get on an airplane, if you've ever flown. As I was saying, on an airplane, they tell you that if the air mask things come down, you need to put yours on first before you assist or aid anyone else. So just remember, in all areas of your life, and I know it's hard, sometimes it's really hard, you've got to put your mask on first before you can help anybody else. Because if you don't, you're going to perish. And we don't need that. All right, let's not do this now. Let's not do this. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm driving down the road, and I'm on a one-way street, and there's a car wanting to cross over to get into my lane. And a lot of times people don't look to their right. And they just jump out there, and because that happened to me once a long time ago. I was trying to get off into traffic, and a car was driving at a high rate of speed and clipped my front end. It took my license plate off and everything, and scratched my front bumper. So be careful out there in these streets, y'all. Be careful. If you don't have to get out, don't go out. Just don't go out. Surround yourself with people who love and support you and take care of you in whatever ways they can, and just find a place of peace, because if you don't, it's only gonna get worse. And if you can plant one thing, plant one thing. I take that back. I have been planting seeds, y'all. I planted some sensitive plant, mimosa seeds. Now, I probably did it wrong, but I did it. I have to go back and double check because they have not germinated, and I'm trying to see, or I need to see, if they need to be cold stratified, because I'm concerned now that maybe I did that wrong. So yeah, I planted that at least, but I haven't planted anything else. I've got to get my brassicas in. All right, y'all, do me a favor. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. It's important that we're here to support one another in whatever ways we can in all aspects of our life. If you like this content, share the video, leave me a thumbs up, and I hope that you are well and well cared for. I really do. So until the next time, have a great day, great night, great evening, great morning, whenever you are watching this video. I hope you watch this video. I hope it helps someone, give them a sense of peace, that you are not the only one out there that feels a sense of overwhelm in this moment in time. I hope that someone told you that they loved you today, because you are loved and you are needed in this world. Tell someone you love them. Call somebody, text somebody, send them a goofy picture of yourself. Send them a goofy video. My siblings send me voice messages and they're goofy, or they're singing to me, or they're just telling me that they love me. So do that. So until the next video, bye for now.